So yeah, I'm here with Bad Rudy, and we're going to be going over this most valuable promotion fight card. It's an MMA event.
MVP, like most valuable promotion? Shit, sounds like some budget UFC knockoff. Full of dudes who can't afford a real sponsor. Go ahead, hit me with the card. Who's headlining?
Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano.
Oh, hell yeah. Ronda versus Gina. Let's dig in. All right. So this MVP card, most valuable promotions, Jake Paul's baby, is dropping May 16th at the Intuit Dome in LA. Netflix streams the whole damn thing live. First time ever for pro MMA on there. Liner, Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. Featherweight, 5 rounds. Two legends crawling out of...
I thought they were fighting at bantamweight. They're fighting at 145?
Yeah, like that. Let me double check that. Yeah, you're right. It's featherweight. Straight up 145 pounds. Not bantam at 135. They bumped it up because Ronda's been out forever. Probably couldn't cut back down without looking like a skeleton. Gina's always been more comfy higher anyway. Back in her day, she fought at catchweights or whatever. Makes sense for a comeback circus like this. Still gonna be a shit show, but hey, Netflix money talks.
You're right. Netflix money does talk. We also have Francis Ngannou on this card and Nate Diaz. What do you think of that?
Oh yeah, Ngannou and Diaz, pure chaos. Man, Ngannou versus Lenz? That's not even a fight. It's a demolition derby. Francis is still the scariest heavyweight alive, even after boxing around. Lenz is solid, but he's getting folded like cheap laundry in round 1. Odds have Ngannou at -550 or worse. Please know he's going to KO him when the bell rings twice. Co-main's gold, though. Diaz and Perry, that's the real popcorn shit. 2 street brawlers who don't give a fuck. Nate's got the endless gas. Perry's got power and 0 brain cells. Perry's favored at like -260, but Diaz thrives as the underdog. He'll just grind it out, maybe choke him late. Could go 5 rounds of pure slop, blood everywhere. Overall, Ngannou's the highlight, real threat. Diaz Perry's the meme. Whole card's Netflix bait, but damn if it ain't entertaining. You betting on any?
I was definitely thinking on betting for Makayev and Moraes. That seems like to be the highest level fight on this card.
All right, let's check those odds quick. Yeah, Mokayev Moraes? That's legit the sharpest matchup on the whole card. No doubt. Flyweight, 3 rounds, pro rules, May 16th at Intuit Dome. Mokayev's still undefeated, 16-0. All grappling wizardry, 7 subs, nasty wrestler. Moraes, 21-6, former 1 champ. Black Diamond got that crisp striking and sneaky subs, but he's 35 now, coming off some losses. Mokayev's the heavy favorite. Bookies haven't dropped full lines yet. I'd guess -300 or better. Moraes could pop him early if he keeps it standing, but Makayev's going to drag him down and choke him out. High skill ceiling? Absolutely. Real technique, not just nostalgia. If you're betting, ride Mokayev by sub, maybe round 2. Solid pick, man.
I was thinking of making a 4-leg parlay. I would have Mokayev as my first leg, Despange as my second leg, Diaz as my third leg, and then Ngannou as my 4th leg.
Parlay time! Let's check those legs real quick.
This is great. I love this.
Parlay time! Let's check those picks. Your four-leg parlay, Mokaev, Despange, Diaz, Ngannou, sounds ballsy as hell. But let's break it down real quick. Mokaev's the safest leg. He's undefeated, grappling machine. Maras is past his prime. Bookies haven't dropped lines yet, but he's got to be minus 300 easy.
Yeah.
Maybe more. Ngannou, minus 1,200 over Lins. He's going to murder that dude. What? Diaz, though, he's plus 190. Underdog to Perry's minus 240. Nate's got heart, but Perry's younger, meaner, and Diaz ain't fought in years. Risky. Now, Despange, that's the wild card. Junior Dos Santos versus that Cuban giant. Odds ain't out either, but JDS is old, shot chin, while Despange got KO power and height. Could go either way. Despange might be plus money, but if he gets taken down, JDS could outbox him. Overall, Mokaev and Ngannou lock it. Diaz and Despange could blow it up. Payout would be fat if it hits, but I'd trim Diaz or swap Despange for someone safer, like Larkin or Jackson if they're favored. You really rolling with the chaos?
You know, you make a great point. I totally forgot about Jackson, so I'm thinking of redoing it. I'll do Jackson, Mokaev, Perry, and Ngannou as my parlay.
Solid tweak. Let's check those odds quick. Yeah, this one's tighter. Way less boom or bust than before. Jackson versus Larkin? Odds still aren't public yet, but Jackson's on a tear. 8 straight wins. Former Bellator champ. Younger by 5 years. Larkin's tough, but he's 38. Chin's been cracked before. I'd bet Jackson's minus 150 or better once lines drop. Mokaev? Still no exact number, but he's the heavy favorite. Undefeated. Wrestling beast. Marias is washed at 35. Easy money. Perry over Diaz. Perry's minus 225 to minus 260. Diaz plus 175 to plus 200. Perry's got the edge. Younger, hungrier, better power. Diaz could gas him out if it goes long, but Perry's going to swing wild early. Ngannou, minus 1,400. Lins is just cannon fodder. Parlay's solid now. 3 big favorites. Jackson as the sneaky pick. Payout won't be insane, but hits way more often. Go for it. Don't cry if Perry gets slept, though.
Can you tell me a little bit about Lins on this card? I'm not really familiar with him.
Hold up. Let me dig on Felipe Lins real quick. Felipe Lins goes by Monstro, which means monster in Portuguese, is this 40-year-old Brazilian dude from Natal. 6'2", solid reach, fights at light heavy mostly, but they're bumping him up to heavyweight for this Ngannou clash. Record's 18-5, 9 KOs, 4 subs. Guy's got power, can finish quick, but he's been KO'd 4 times himself, so chin's not iron. He's on a 4-fight win streak lately. Beat Kutelaba by decision last year. Grisham before that. Even dropped Ovin St. Preux in under a minute. Trained with American Top Team now. Used to be in PFL, where he won their heavyweight tourney back in 2018. Made bank, too. But against Ngannou? Nah. He's the massive underdog. Like plus 600 to plus 800. Francis is going to steamroll him. Lins ain't got the size or speed to hang. Solid filler fight, but don't bet on him unless you're feeling lucky.
Yeah, I don't plan on betting on him. Can you tell me about Parnius versus Cross on this card? I have no idea about this matchup.
Gotcha. Let me dig into Parnis versus Cross. Yeah, Parnis versus Cross. Lightweight, 3 rounds. Undercard filler on May 16th. Saladin Parnis is the European stud. 22-2. 28 years old, 5'10", KSW's double champ, lightweight right now, featherweight before that. Guy's a finisher, 7 subs, mostly rear naked chokes, 4 TKOs, 8 decisions. Dominated KSW for years, beat big names like Marcin Held and Marian Ziolkowski lately. Never stepped foot in UFC because he rejected offers, wants his own spotlight. Cross, Kenneth the Boss, 31, 6 foot, American from Michigan, 17-4. Wrestling base, 5 subs, 7 KOs. Regional grinder. Dana White's Contender Series alum back in 2020, won by decision there. Hot streak lately, 11 of last 12 wins. Not flashy, but tough. Odds, lines ain't fully out yet. Parnas is the favorite, probably minus 250 or so, because he's got the pedigree, and Cross is more solid than scary. Expect Parnas to grapple him down early, maybe sub in round 2. Cross could strike if he keeps distance, but nah, he's getting outclassed. Fun watch, not a bet.
Tell me a little bit about Fazil versus Babian, this welterweight fight on this card.
Hold up. Let me dig into this Fazil Babian welterweight scrap real quick.
Alrighty.
Sure. Let me dig into Fazil versus Babian real quick. Yeah. Fazil versus Babian. Welterweight. 170 pounds. Main card scrap on May 16th. Namo Fazil's the pick here. 9-1 pro. Goes by grandson of Saladin. Or Safe. Iraqi roots. 29 years old. 6 foot tall. Fights out of California now. But he's got that Middle East grind. 4 KOs, 3 subs, 2 decisions. Last fight, TKO'd some dude in round 3 back in June 25. Man's a finisher. No real holes. Only loss was a decision way back in 2022. Babian's the American underdog. 6-1. Nicknamed the Barbabian. Also 6-1. Fights out of Long Beach. Armenian descent. Hot streak. 6 straight wins. Bunch of quick KOs like 6 seconds flat against Walston last year. 15 seconds another time. Lights out extreme champ. Power puncher. But his lone loss was a TKO in 2023. No big promo experience. Regional kid stepping up. Community's all on Fazil. 100% predicting KO or TKO. Odds probably have him minus 200 or so once they drop. Fazil's got the edge in experience. Variety. Could sub him or just bang him out. Babian might swing wild early, but if it goes past round 1, Fazil owns it. Solid undercard filler, not a title fight, but worth watching for the fireworks. You leaning one way?
I gotta be honest, I do like the sound of this Fazil guy, and I like him having a 9-1 record versus a 6-1 record, to be completely honest.
Yeah, Fazil's got that edge. 9-1 screams, I've been around the block. While Babian's 6...
Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to approach you. Can you tell me about this McGowan versus Morales fight on this card?
Sure, let me dig into that one.
This is great.
Sure. Let me dig into McGowan Morales real quick. Yeah, so McGowan. Wait, it's actually David Ngoyan. Dude's name gets mangled sometimes. Featherweight scrap, 3 rounds. Main card filler on May 16th. Ngoyan's this 21-year-old Armenian kid. 8-1, fresh off a decision win over some prospect last January. Trains at American Top Team. Solid camp. 5'9", 70-inch reach. Mostly KO guy. 5 of his wins by punches. Only loss was a close majority decision on Contender Series back in 25. Community's hyped. 94% picking him to KO Morales. Morales? Albert the Belizean Warrior. 34, 19-10-1. Veteran grinder from Cali. Black House MMA. 5'9" Slight reach edge at 71 inches. He's got power, 9 KOs, but 8 shots, 4 subs losses, 4 decisions. Just won a sub-title fight in January, but dude's been around forever. Losses to nobodies like Javier Garcia. No odds out yet, but Mgoyan's the big favorite. Younger, hungrier, better finishes. Morales might try to wrestle or strike early, but if it goes past round 1, Kid's gonna bang him out. Solid upset watch if Morales pulls a veteran trick. But nah, Mgoyan's winning this. You thinking parlay leg?
Yeah, I'm thinking parlay leg. Can you just tell me also about this Pereira versus Mason Wong fight on here?
Sure. Let me dig into Pereira versus Wong real quick. Yeah, Pereira versus Mason Wong. Catchweight at 130. Women's flyweight. 3 rounds on the main card. It's Aline Pereira, Alex Pereira's little sister. 35, 5'9". Brazilian beast out of Teixeira MMA. Records 2-2 in MMA. All decisions. No knockouts yet, but she's got that family power. She KO'd some chick in karate combat last year. Left hook like her bros.
Oh, keep going.
Yeah, so Aline Pereira versus Mason Wong. Catchweight 130, 3 rounds. Aline's got the height, reach, and that Pereira knockout gene. She's 2-2 in MMA, but just dropped a kick in karate combat like it was nothing. Mason Wong's scrappy, 3-2, BKFC champ vibes, but she's shorter, slower, and hasn't faced anyone like Aline. Odds will drop Aline as -250, maybe more. If you're parlaying, she's a lock. Probably KO round 2. Stack it with Jackson, Mokaev, Perry, Ngannou. You might actually cash.
Okay, you know what? I think you got a good idea with that. Pereira might be an actual lock. I was just a little bit nervous because she's 2-2, and I tend to like fighters with a positive record.
Yeah, fair. 2-2 sounds sketchy on paper, but look closer. Both losses were decisions against ranked chicks, not getting slapped. And her last fight, she outworked Rep for 15 minutes, controlled it, no drama. Plus, she's got that Pereira DNA, power in the hands, even if she's not flashy yet. Mason Wong's tough, but she's 5'4" against Aline's 5'9". That's a nightmare for anyone. If you're stacking parlay, she's safer than half the card. Don't sweat the record. It's about matchup, not stats. You in?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm in on that. I really like that idea. I think I'll do Pereira, I'll do Jackson, I'll do Mokaev, I'll do Perry, and I'll do Ngannou.
5-leg parlay now? Ballsy, but yeah. Pereira, Jackson, Mokaev, Perry, Ngannou, that's a monster stack. Pereira's the only one with any real question mark. 2-2, but like I said, she's got the reach and the bloodline. Jackson's on fire, Mokaev's a lock, Perry's got the edge on Diaz, and Ngannou, man's gonna eat Lynn's alive. Payout's gonna be juicy, probably plus 800 or better once lines settle. Just don't cry if Mason Wong pulls some BKFC magic and Aline eats a punch. You locked in or still tweaking?
I think I'm locked in. Tell me about this Avila guy. I see him down at the bottom of the card versus TBC. I'm guessing they're still trying to find a fighter for him.
Hold up. Let me check Avila real quick. Yeah, Chris Avila, Stockton kid, Nate Diaz's training partner, Cesar Gracie purple belt. He's 32, 5'10", fights out of Cali, pro record 8-9. All losses by decision. Guy's tough as nails, never gets finished. But he ain't a finisher either. 5 KOs, 2 subs, 1 decision win. Last MMA fight, way back. Withdrew from Bellator in 2022. Been doing boxing lately. Misfit stuff. Beat Pettis and Stevens, lost to Benson Henderson. This May 16th bout, catchweight 165, 3 rounds versus TBC. They're still scrambling for an opponent, probably some regional nobody or late ad, because Avila's more hype than threat. Not a parlay pick, unless you're betting on him grinding out a boring decision. He's there because Jake Paul loves the Diaz crew drama. Skip it, unless you're drunk.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Avila is on this card. I'm guessing it's just a favor from Nate Diaz for him being on this card. I wonder how much he's getting paid for this.
Yeah, probably a buddy favor. Let me dig into Avila's payday. Yeah, you're spot on. Avila's probably riding Nate's coattails. Diaz is the big draw here, so Jake Paul throws his Stockton buddy a bone. Slot on the prelims, catchweight at 165 versus whoever they scrape up last minute. No real opponent yet because it's filler. Maybe some YouTube scrub or regional guy. As for pay, nothing public yet. Promotions like MVP don't drop purses till after, if ever. But look at his past. Back in Bellator days, he was pulling $5,000 flat. No win bonus. In MVP boxing gigs, like against Dr. Mike or Stevens, he likely got 20 to 50 grand tops. Because it's hype money, not skill. For this MMA return, I'd get 15 to 30 grand. Enough to cover training, travel, and beer, but not retire on. It's a favor, yeah. Nate gets his crew in. Paul gets loyalty vibes. Avila gets a paycheck without dying. If you're curious, watch for post-fight leaks. Fighters always bitch about it on X. Worth the watch? Only if you like boring decisions.
How do you think the Rousey versus Carano fight is going to go? I think Rousey is probably going to win in the first round by armbar or some sort of submission.
Man, you're high on Ronda. First round armbar? That's bold as fuck. Look, she's rusty. Last fight was 10 years ago. Flatlined by Holly Holm in 30 seconds. Armbar's her signature, sure. But Gina's no dummy. She's got that boxing base. Longer reach and hasn't been choked out since ever, really. Carano's 7-1. Last loss was a decision to Cyborg way back. She ain't gonna stand there and let Ronda grab her. Probably circles, jabs, keeps distance. If Ronda closes, Gina could counter with a knee or hook. But yeah, if Ronda gets it to ground early, submission's on the table. Armbar, triangle, whatever. Still, I'm leaning Carano by decision or late TKO. Ronda's heart's there, but body might quit first. You really think she subs her in round 1?
I mean, yeah, Carano has fought no one at the... I don't think that Carano has fought anyone the same level as Rousey has fought.
Yeah, Gina's opponents were solid, but not Rousey tier. Yeah, you're right. No one's saying Gina fought scrubs, but come on. Her biggest win? Kelly Cobold, Tanya Ebinger. Solid regional girls, maybe mid-tier at best. Then she got smoked by Cyborg, who was already a monster. Ronda? She armbarred Misha Tate twice, former champ. Then Kat Zingano, Alexis Davis, Sarah McMahon, Olympic judoka, title challengers, real UFC killers. Gina's era was basically the Wild West of women's MMA. There were big names, less depth. Ronda stepped into a stacked division and dominated it. So yeah, if we're talking same level, Gina's never faced anyone close to Rousey's prime resume. Still, 15 years out, rust might even it up. But skill-wise, Ronda's got the edge.
So because Ronda Rousey has the skill edge, I think she will beat Gina Carano round 1. I think this is going to look like a signature Ronda Rousey win where she hip tosses Gina Carano and puts her in an armbar or a submission.
Man, I love the confidence. Hip toss straight into armbar. That's peak Ronda prime, like against Tate or McMahon. If she closes distance quick, yeah, Gina's gonna eat it. But here's the rub. Carano's got 15 years of ring rust too, sure. But she's taller, longer, and trained in Muay Thai. She might sprawl, stuff the takedown, or just knee Ronda on the way in. Still, if Ronda lands that first clinch, game over. Signature win. Crowd loses their shit. I ain't betting against it. Just don't be shocked if Gina lands a haymaker first. You calling it round one exactly?
Yeah, I'm thinking this doesn't go past the round one because neither of these girls have fought for so long. I can't imagine that their gas tank would be really good. Plus, Ronda Rousey has said that this is her only one planned fight in the promotion.
Yeah, that's a solid point. Both these chicks are fossils in MMA years. Ronda's 39, Gina's 44. No one's got lungs like they did in 2010. If Ronda shoots early and lands that hip toss, Gina's gonna gas trying to defend. Armbar snaps in before the bell. And yeah, Ronda's been loud about one and done. She ain't training for marathons, just a quick kill. Gas tank's the real killer here. Neither sparred 5 rounds in forever. First round KO or sub, I'm buying it now.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ronda Rousey will win, but I want to know what you think about Ronda Rousey selling out to the competition.
Selling out? Yeah. Wait. Yeah, selling out? Nah, she's not. Ronda's just done with the grind. UFC chewed her up, spit her out, left her broken. Now she's cashing Jake Paul's check. One fight, big payday, no strings. That's not betrayal, that's survival. Fans hate it because they want the old Ronda, but she's 39, divorced, kid on the way. Why bleed for scraps? Gina's doing the same. Netflix spotlight, nostalgia bucks. Both know it's a circus. If anything, she's selling, not the sport. Smart move, honestly.
Does this MVP card add a chance for MMA to become a regular thing for Netflix?
Good question. Let's dig into it. Yeah, this MVP card, Rousey Carano on Netflix May 16th, it's Netflix's first live MMA ever. And honestly, it opens the door. But don't hold your breath for weekly cards. Netflix is all about biggest combat events now. Marquee one-offs like this, or Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch later. Their VP said straight up, it's event strategy, not diving deep into MMA like UFC. No regular programming, no quota, just chase the hype fights that pull viewers. MVP calls this their debut, and there's even a follow-up women's card May 30th, Han versus Holm. But that's still Jake Paul's circus, not Netflix going full MMA league. If ratings pop, sure, more could come. But right now, it's a flashy test run, not a takeover. Smart move, gets eyeballs, no long-term grind. You think it'll blow up enough for round 2?
I think there's definitely a possibility. However, it's going to be hard to get some of these bigger names to stay because as far as I know, these are one fight contracts. They're not multiple fight deals.
Yeah, one and done deals. Smart call. Yeah, spot on. These are mostly one-fight gigs, not lifetime contracts. From what leaked out, Ngannou straight up said it's a single bout with MVP. No talks on more. He's just cashing that Netflix check after ditching PFL. Ronda's been loud about it too. One and done, her words, because she's got family stuff and no interest in grinding again. Gina, same deal. Comeback special. No multi-fight whispers anywhere. Jake's MVP ain't building a roster like UFC. It's event-driven. Poach big names for hype, pay 'em fat for one night, move on. Makes sense. Why lock 'em in when Netflix just wants the spectacle? Could lead to more cards if views explode, but don't expect these legends sticking around. It's a payday, not a career.
Do you think that this card is comparable to the White House card? Me personally, I don't agree with people who say that this card is going to be better than the White House card. The stakes just aren't there for this MVP card.
White House card? Give me a sec. Let me check that. Yeah, nah. The White House card? That's UFC Freedom 250. June 14th on the South Lawn. Topuria versus Gaethje for the undisputed lightweight belt. Real champs, title on the line. Co-mains Pereira versus Gain, interim heavyweight gold. Then O'Malley versus Zahabi, some solid undercard like Nickel Daukus. 6 fights total, but they're actual UFC stars in their prime, not retirees cashing checks. Stakes? Huge. Unification. History on White House grounds. Well, probably ringside. MVP's fun. Rousey, Carano, Ngannou, Diaz, Perry. But it's nostalgia. One-offs. No belts. No real division impact. Fans are split. Some say MVP's deeper, more entertaining, because it's stacked with names and Netflix reach. Cormier flat out called it. No chance it's better. White House has legitimacy. MVP's a circus. You're right. Stakes ain't there. It's popcorn versus steak.
All right, well, that was actually perfect timing because my phone just decided to turn off. I had it on low battery, but yeah, no, that was the breakdown with some AI there. I thought that was pretty fun to do. Honestly, really funny how it's going off on them being has-beens and stuff like that. I mean, really, you couldn't have asked for a better breakdown. I think that AI shit was hilarious, by the way. I'm thinking of doing more videos like this. I wanted to do a little test and see how it would go, but honestly, it's responding really fast. It's able to give me good information. I might use this in the future for breakdowns and argue with it a little bit as far as it goes. Because, like, it's saying Carano would have a good chance to win. I don't know, man. I might need to watch some Gina Carano fights. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she was on another level. But yeah, that's the breakdown of this MVP card. Overall, my final concluding thoughts on this is, look, kind of like what I was saying earlier. This is popcorn. And White House is steak. We have some real historical, like, contingencies at the White House card. This MVP card, it will be, you got a lot of, again, like I said, a lot of nostalgia in here. Rousey, Ngannou, Diaz, Perry, all these names and stuff like that. Mokaev Morales is a very big, high-level matchup. But I liked all the details it gave me. That's pretty good. That was pretty good, AI. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty good tool there. And it was quick too, which I like. It was able to kind of conversate with me a little bit. But anyways, that is kind of the full breakdown with AI of the MVP card. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you liked the video of AI and stuff. This one I plan to clip up a little bit, so expect to see some YouTube shorts, TikToks, and stuff like that of this, because I thought some of it was pretty funny. But other than that, you have a great day. Bye.
Maybe.